Show. I'm sorry. And so, anyway, we missed last week's show, and we're back on schedule here. Today, we're going to talk about using um, using a couple of tools to remote into your Pi. Why would you want to remote into your Pi? Once you've set up your projects and everything, you know that you're a little bit limited by the fact that your device is um, is connected to a keyboard and a mouse. And if you want to put up your selfie station, or you want to put up your air quality sensor or something on the side of a building and access it without needing a keyboard, then you use a couple of different tools. So with that being said, I've got a little overview presentation that I'll have a link to down in the slides, and let's go ahead and just jump in and take a look at it. Okay, here we are. All right, networking and remoting into your Pi. So the first place I like to usually take people is to this awesome video. It's done by the guys at code.org, and if your students don't know what an IP address is, then this guy over here that you see on the right, this guy was one of the pioneers who helped, make the address system for the internet, and then everybody else just kind of does a good job explaining. But there's nice cartoons in there and nice stuff that just makes it really accessible, that we know that, hey, the real wide world internet is out here, and that's called the internet out there. And usually at a university or a school, it's protected by some sort of a firewall. And a firewall is a device that just doesn't let anything talk to anything, because there's people who are not always with the best intentions when they get access to your equipment. They want to either mine your equipment for data, or they want to do stuff. So most of us will be attaching or connecting our Pis on the other side of a firewall, and there's a couple ways we want to talk. We want to have our devices talk to each other. So a router, a switch. These are terms. A router just switches up the internet and allows it to go from different sources to different sources. A switch would allow you to plug directly in a certain way. So in a classroom, either we do one of these two setups oftentimes. So this little TP-Link router I should step back. The best thing you could possibly do is ask your network administrator, hey, give me some help making sure that my Pis get online, because getting your Pis online means that somebody had to give you a password to get in, and this little portable router allows you to log into it, and once you are in it, you can go ahead and pass your password or your permissions through as an instructor, and you probably have your own university login account. You can put that university login account that'll connect you out to the real wide world. The other thing that I've seen a lot of institutions do is they just turn on a portable Wi-Fi hotspot like this. Remember, that's kind of like connecting your Wi-Fi out to the real wide world. It's stepping right past having a firewall, but sometimes it works. But if your network admin is supportive and helpful in getting you guys set up, then just make sure all of your Pis connect to a device is key. Once that's the case, there's two ways to remote into your Pi, and I'm going to speak of the way that is through the local area network, and the way that is through the internet. Because if my Pi is in a different country, or is in a different state, or is in a different part of the town, and it's not on the same local area network that I'm on, then I'm going to have to use a program called RealVNC, and they have a very specific way that you have to log in and sign up for an account and stuff. If I'm going to use it, you need to find out what the IP address is of your Pi. So the Pi that's plugged in should have a specific IP address, and the way you get to it is by hovering over this little spot right here. And when you hover over the Wi-Fi address, then a little thing opens up and it tells you what the specific IP address is. That address, you'll type it into the top of a browser. Let me go ahead and show you how that'll work. I think I've logged into one of the Pis. Looking at it right here, if I hover, I'm sorry that my screen looks kind of funky on this. I'm just going to restart it, but I'll do it later. Anyway, if I just take my mouse and I hover it right over the top of here, I see that it's got something right there. And hold on, I'll call you right back. I see right up here that I hover over it and I get a link to the Wi-Fi hotspot. As I do that, I see what the address is. It's 10 dot, I'm going to go to an empty Google page and type in 10 dot, hold on, let me make sure I get this down well. It's 192.168, and I'm sorry my thing jumps around a little bit. .0.117. Okay, so if I hit enter, oh, and because it's Node-RED, I have to put a colon 1880. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. 1880. Enter. And look, it's like I'm running my Node-RED right now. So that's kind of exciting. Node-RED's running. This is actually running. Here's my computer, my desktop. It says Chrome up here and everything like that, but yet what I've got there I can see on my thing. And it's cool is that I can move around, I can grab an inject node, and I can drag it in. I can mess it around with it. And those of you who are imagining seeing right back and forth, this is how I could turn one on and off. Okay, going back to what we said, there were two ways of logging into your thing. One being the Node-RED. What does that only give you? It just gives you the ability to control your Node-RED page. So anything I'm showing on Node-RED, if I'm programming something, I can do it through that method. But if I want to actually see the whole entire screen, then I use, and if I haven't downloaded that, it's a short, easy, excuse me, short, easy download. And then currently I'm connected to VNC Viewer, so I'm going to disconnect so that I can reconnect again. And this little spot up here, I just type in the address of my device. It will always ask me, hey, what's the username and password of your Pi? And it's Pi Raspberry. If you save it, then it should just pop back in. And now turn something on, turn something off. Came up in the file folder. I can click on the file folder and boom, go look for it in that spot. Okay, so we know again that there's within your local network, but also I'm going to say you can use VNC to remote into your Pi over the internet. That means you go through a cloud. If you do that, you're going to need to sign up for a VNC account or a real VNC account, and then you'll log in that way. So I'll have the instructions for how to do this. It was pretty straightforward. I'm not in a place where I've got two connections right now, but almost the same exact process, but we've tested it out many times and it works well. Okay, so yeah, oh, here's the picture of what it is like for licensing it. And one cool thing is you can actually access your thing from a portable device. So imagine taking your phone, you can use a VNC viewer on your phone and you can remote into the Pi. So there we go. That's what we've got for today. And please feel free to ask any questions and make comments down below. Next week we'll jump into some more exciting stuff. All right, thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.